Stevie's solo career has grown from the pure love of singing with her friends Sharon and Lori to a whole new breath of creative life for Stevie. But not at this point, to the exclusion of Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac is as elusive as a butterfly. Fleetwood Mac is not dependable. Fleetwood Mac is not predictable. One day I can walk in and I can dislike every one of them intensely. The next day I can walk in and if anybody even says a word to one of them, I'll kill them. You know, it's like the love affair between me and Fleetwood Mac is so deep that I don't know really if anybody can ever really rip us apart. In Wild Heart it says, not even you can tear us apart. You say you don't even know how to start. You know what that means? That means, you know, when somebody looks at you and like kind of pushes you up against the wall and says, you say you're leaving me? Well, I'm telling you, you don't even know how to start to leave me. And that's kind of how Fleetwood Mac is. It's like, you know, I quit every day. I join back up every day. It's one more link in the chain.
The lady who writes with Stevie, to tell me what it was like to work with her. Well, this, it seemed, made Stevie more than a little uncomfortable.
And knowing Stevie the short time that I've known her, she's very warm and giving. And what I was going to say is that a person in her position would tend to create a wall of protection and not know the real intentions of certain people.
This is an understatement. A good understatement.
Well, it's hard for me.
The truth, because somebody's having a hard time over here dealing with it, so yeah, I understand.
Maybe I'm being too frank. I don't know.
No. Hey, we don't need honesty here.
Okay, I'll both. Okay, we all understand that we're in a legal period. Everybody's giggling.
Take a compliment. That's all that anybody has to understand.
Okay, we're not laughing anymore. Rebecca,
why don't you leave for a second while I talk about you?
I've tried, but I'm...
Go to the bathroom.
Okay, I'll go to the bathroom. Good idea.
Why don't you go to the bathroom upstairs?
Once you guys get in a good mood, okay? You know what I mean? So, Stevie, who obviously has a hard time taking a compliment, and Rebecca, who had gone beyond laughter and into hysteria, left the room so I could continue with Sandy and Lori. All right, now, thank you. We were talking about working with Stevie. Just for a minute, I don't need to drag this down into me real serious, but I would like to hear your opinion on that, because obviously you are the first person other than Lindsay that she's collaborated with.
Well, I've listened, the first Fleetwood Mac album that I ever really loved was the first one that Stevie and Lindsay became a part of, and she's always been one of my main influences, so of course it was like a dream come true. You know, to have somebody that you really admire, like superstar, and you're this person that wanted to become like her, and then suddenly be thrown into her life, I mean, for real, and become a friend. And it's been real meaningful because, like she was speaking of Nightbird, of not wanting to share it, but yet finding someone that maybe sharing it could add a little. If you do it all yourself, sometimes you don't have someone to nudge in their side when it gets there and gets right and go, hey, we did it together, you know. And that's what's neat, is to be able to share a lot of the things. Also, when you were talking earlier about doing all these things with really hit musicians that had a name and then doing it with your friends, I think that's really neat, to be able to be with people that you can relate to in your personal life and share a musical thing. There's no way she could need anything. She does not gain from me being involved with her. She can do all this on her own, and yet she chooses to share it with me and with Lori and with Sharon. The one innocent thing about Stevie is that she never needed anything from me. When I look at her, I think she has it all. So why does she want to add me? And that innocence makes me really trust her.
Well, I never thought
is a most interesting and classic exchange between a group of friends discussing their future careers. Sandy Stewart, the rookie, and Lori Perry and Stevie Nicks, the rock and roll veterans.
I've drugged Sandy into this, and I know that, and I'm hoping and praying that I've not done her a disservice by doing this to her, by dragging her into this limelight so quickly. Like I was drugged into Fleetwood Mac like I had a month to adjust from being no one to being very much somebody. I'm hoping that what I'm doing to all these women is not like changing their life, or because the girls that are sitting in this room with you, they're wonderful women, and they're smart, and they're cute, and they're fun, and they're like intelligent, and this life gets to you. This rock and roll life gets to you. It's the ones who sing at night, the ones that run away. I hope that in bringing them into this as deeply as I have, because misery loves company, and I don't want to be alone. I don't want to do this by myself. You know, as I drag them in, I hope that they are strong enough, each one, to survive.
I think, Stevie, I don't think any one of us are being dragged in. I think that we're coming in willingly because we want to be a part of your life. You know, I was not dragged. I had the opportunity to join, and I wanted to, and it has changed my life. And it is a lot different, and you do have to adjust and compromise and things like that, but I don't feel dragged.
I just want it to be wonderful.
It's been a dream.
It is wonderful for you.
What is your fear for her, though? That's what I'm trying to say.
My fear for her is that I hope that she is strong enough to fight off the people that will tell her things that aren't true and things that are not right, and tell her that she is wrong, and that she is selfish, and that she is self-centered, and that she thinks only of herself, and that she disavows things that she has lived by, because believe me, they say those things to you. And only if you really love to write and really want to play for those people out there do you fight through this. Otherwise, you walk away.
But let me tell you something, Stevie. I have the edge on you because I have
You're 20 years younger.
No, I have you as a friend who has been through the whole thing to help me out. And
When she did her tapes, right?
Wait a minute.
No, this is
No,
important.
Stevie, come on. Jesus Christ, you are the worst person taking a compliment I've ever met in my life. Now, that was a very nice thing, and I think that's very true. It rings very true.
One thing I want to say is that if I had not had this opportunity, this is a dream that I would continue to try to fulfill and work harder and harder at.
Sandy, it's like a parent that bears a child. The parent is technically not, they bore the child. They're not responsible for that child's life, but you show me one parent
That doesn't feel responsible.
because they brought that child into this world. If Stevie Nicks helped Sandy Stewart to become a big rock and roll star, I don't care what anybody says, she's going to feel responsible. Whether logically it is true or not.
On the back cover of the Wild Heart album